so we're gonna hang up some Bandit signs. And so the very first thing I want to say about Bandit signs is you have to understand the name itself is Bandit. There's a reason for that. These things are not. I don't know of a municipality in and around Birmingham where there's not a city ordinance against it. Like, I think every single municipality in and around Birmingham has some sort of ordinance that says you cannot do it. So we're gonna put one up right here. We're in Roebuck, and we're gonna put one up on this pole that's right here. And I want you to have it facing me. Okay. So there's a couple of different things you can do with Bandit signs. There's a lot of things. I'm just gonna kind of tell you what we do, what we have the most success with. We've actually probably got the most success zip tying Bandit signs to say the stop sign for instance. Yeah. Like we'd zip tie it to that stop sign. Okay. But we're gonna actually put one up in the air. And Mike, I want Mike to do it his way first. He brought with him a stapler. Like a
staple gun?
Like a staple gun.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna have him do it his way, and then I'm gonna show him my way, so because I want you guys to see both. And so, all right, go ahead. We're gonna watch you get out and put up a Bandit sign. So this road right here is a decent road. It's actually a side street of a bigger road. Over here, this is 5 Mile Road in front of us. And so, like I said, you need to check with your municipalities. I know in and around Birmingham, it's probably not going to be legal to do. You could face a fine. So I'm not sitting here telling you to do something that you could get in trouble for. Most of the time, I've just learned that Birmingham City, we're technically in Birmingham City right now. Birmingham City discourages it. I've had police pass me and not say a word over here in this area. I've had one time I had a police officer ask me, "What am I doing?" And I just definitely be honest with them. I said, I'm hanging up a sign, and he goes, "Okay." And then he just drove off. So let's critique Michael and Michael's sign real quick while we're sitting here. Michael he's a tall guy. How tall are you, Michael?
6'5".
6'5", so he's a really tall guy. So he's able to get that sign roughly 7.5 to 8 feet in the air. And so that's pretty good. I like to try to get mine between 8 and 10 feet in the air. And I'm only 5'8". So the way I can do that is I used to use a sign stapler, signstapler.com. About $150. You can go buy a sign stapler. I don't have one to show you, but I also bought what's called a sign sledge, and I'm gonna have Michael. I'm gonna go demonstrate that. I want you to look at Michael's sign. This is what I don't like about your sign.
Okay.
The fact that you're out there is good. But he was telling me earlier that he didn't get a good response. He's had what, 10 signs up for about what, a week?
Yeah, about a week.
About a week, 0 calls.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. Couple of things. It's really nice and neat, and when you're handwriting them, you don't need to be so neat. Okay. I mean, it's fine. It's fine that it is. This line right here needs to disappear.
Okay. Just giant phone number?
That line right there needs to completely disappear, and you've got to make this phone number bigger, because you're working with a type of sign. I would zip tie. I would use these signs for zip ties, and put them at stop signs. Okay. This is the kind of sign where someone's going to need to jot down the number. They're going to need to be at a stop sign or at a stop light or something like that. That's what I do with these. When you're putting them up on poles, you really need the bigger ones. You really need you really need to get the 18 by 24 ones. This is the 12 by 18. I mean, it's fine and they work. They're a little bit harder when you're up on poles. And I just said that, but I didn't even bring any 18 by 24s with me. for example, I'm going to show you my sign. My sign versus his. I do have the same line. It says call or text, and we buying houses, and the phone number is actually very similar. Mine's just going to be a lot easier to read than his, just because it's pre-printed. So when they're not pre-printed, I want the phone number to be a lot bigger. Okay, because you can stretch them out. You can make them the same width, but you can stretch them way out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'd make the phone number a lot bigger. So this is my sign. Now I'm going to hang it up. I'm going to show you how to use the sign sledge real quick. So this is the sign sledge. I use ridge cap nails. And this is signsledge.com. I promise you I don't own stock in them. But you can go signsledge.com. This is around $150 as well. For me, it's worth it. So I put one nail in here like that. And I put another nail in here like this. And so I'm going to initially have this right here. So I've got it up. And so I can actually extend this thing and make it longer. Okay. And so I'm gonna go put up this sign real quick. So like I said, I could have gotten up a little bit higher. I just wanted to get it in between the street sign and the stop sign. I'm gonna have Michael get out right now and hang up one of his signs using the sign sledge.
Okay.
I want you to tell me if you think it's gonna be harder or easier. Harder or easier to use your method, or if you think it's be more effective because you can get it up a little bit higher because you're a little bit taller. He's gonna put up one of his signs. His sign's gonna be a little bit more difficult for oncoming traffic, so that's why I want him to angle it towards the gas station, so when people are stopped trying to get gas, they can see it. And that's why you also see a lot of people put them at a lot of people put them through the drive-through restaurants, like the McDonald's drive-through and stuff. People are stopped.
Got a couple of those.
Now, Michael go out here and put up his sign on this pole. We got a gas station right here, so I think it's really good to put them where people maybe stopped at the gas station can see. See how high he can get up? That's double his. That's twice as long as his actual height. That sign is easily 11 to 12 feet in the air. Didn't take him very long at all, and he's got a sign in the air. So you see how it's kind of really difficult to read. It's really in small print. You really need the bigger signs if you're going to put them on poles. But if someone wants to sell their house enough, they're going to look at that sign, and they're going to be stopped here at the gas station, and they're going to jot down that number. So another thing about Bandit signs, Michael, you just got in asking about whether you should put it on a tree. So for me, like, Bandit signs need to go at intersections. That's where you're going to have the most success at someone reading it. Because if you're flying down the road, if you're driving at all, you're not going to be able to take the time to write down a phone number. Even if your phone number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it's still going to be difficult for someone to read all those numbers. Yeah, stick to intersections with Bandit signs. The better number that you can get, the better. You know, like if it's got consecutive numbers in the phone number. Bandit signs are just kind of bang for your buck. They're really good, but they kind of get annoying because you got to put them out every week. If you put them in good locations, that means they're gonna get taken down. So that means, you know, you've lost money, you've lost the cost of the sign and the cost of your time. Some people are paying people $1 a sign to go put them up for them, and that's fine. But now you've just paid $2 and you lost that sign, and you put 50 up, that's $100 you lost, and hopefully you're gonna get, you know, a couple of phone calls and a lead off of all that. We haven't done bandit signs in a while. It's cheap. If you're new, do it. But it's also, like, if you're new, it's just a cheap way to do things. I mean, to get your lead for that cheap is better than, you know, sending to a list that you may not know, you may not know if it's a good list or not.